What if the flood was never just about water, but about memory washing away the divine only to reveal it again? They say the waters rose once, not just in the rivers and seas, but in the soul of the world, in myths whispered across desert sands and jungle canopies, in tablets buried beneath Sumerian dust, in pyramids kissed by monsoon rains. A great flood came, and with it an ending, a cleansing, a sacred forgetting. But what if it was not destruction? What if it was initiation? In the mythic imagination of humanity, time was never a straight line, but a spiral, and spirals, like floods, return. From the Sumerian Epic of Gilgamesh, where Utnapishtim is warned of the god's wrath, to Noah, cradling animals in a sacred ark, to Manu, the first man in Hindu cosmology guided by a talking fish, the story repeats. Each version a different tongue, each flood a different mask, but beneath, the same archetype, descent into dissolution, followed by sacred rebirth. In the language of alchemy, the flood is Negredo, the black stage, dissolution. Everything known washed away in sacred chaos. This isn't punishment, it's purification. The flood strips the world of illusion. It forces the soul to return to its prima materia, the original substance, and only from this dark womb can transformation begin. Just as the alchemist places matter in the fire, the gods immerse humanity in water. What emerges is not who we were, but what we were always meant to become. The ark is more than a boat. It is the vessel of remembrance, a container of seeds, spiritual, symbolic, and cosmic. Every culture places sacred knowledge in the ark. In Noah's case, pairs of animals, symbols of duality and balance. In Manu's ark, the Vedas, the very scriptures of creation. In the Egyptian mythos, the flood comes not through water, but chaos. Nun, the primeval ocean, from which Atum, the creator, rises like a lotus through stillness. Each ark is a womb, floating in the abyss, pregnant with a new world. And who are we, if not arks of memory? Vessels drifting through the flood of time, carrying fragments of divine truth. Why do so many ancient cultures, separated by oceans and centuries, tell the same story? Because the flood is not historical, it is mythic memory, an inner event projected onto the outer world. In Mesoamerica, the Aztecs speak of 4 suns, ages destroyed by wind, fire, jaguars, and flood. The Chinese tell of Yu the Great, who tamed the flood with wisdom and patience. In Africa, the Yoruba preserve the tale of a flood that birthed new land from the deep. This isn't coincidence, it is collective gnosis, a universal initiation rite encoded in time. The flood is the teacher who comes when we've forgotten the original song. It drowns our pride and reminds us we belong to something eternal. The Hermetic axiom whispers, as above, so below, as within, so without. What if the outer flood reflects an inner crisis? A spiritual deluge that comes when the ego has built too high, like the Tower of Babel, and the divine strikes it down not in wrath but in mercy. The flood tears down false thrones, cleanses corrupted temples, and returns us to the waters of origin. It is baptism, not by choice, but by cosmic necessity. In many of these myths, after the flood, there is a sign, a covenant, a symbol that the storm has passed. For Noah, it is the rainbow, light refracted through water, a bridge between the heavens and the earth. In alchemy, this is the albedo stage, purification after blackening. The light begins to return. The seed starts to sprout. And in that moment, the soul knows. The flood was never the end. It was the veil before rebirth. Just as the philosopher's stone emerges only after all else is stripped away, so too does truth arise only after the deluge. What if humanity is still in the flood, still drifting, still searching for the mountain where the ark may rest? Look around. Wars, disconnection, ecological collapse. Are these not waves? And if so, where is the ark? Where is the remembrance? The ancients did not write these stories to entertain. They encoded them, waiting for a generation that would read symbolically rather than literally. And now, here you are, listening, remembering. We are all fragments of a world that came before the water. Each of us, a whisper from a civilization long forgotten, not by time, but by soul. The flood myth is not about death, it is about return. A return to what we lost, what we forgot, what we buried under the illusion of progress. But you are here, listening, and that means the ark has not sunk. The seed has not died. The truth is not lost. Only sleeping, and now it awakens in you.